Welcome back to another video. It's been like 2 months or something. I'm sorry. I just vanished. So today we're gonna look over events. It's gonna be a 3-part video because I don't want it to be too long. So we're gonna go over country events, news events, then super events. And we'll just go off the same file so we don't need to remake the file every time. So if you're tuning into part 2 and part 3, you should probably watch part 1 first, or at least get the file structure that you need, which I'll show at the beginning. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is launch HOI4 in the, area, and I will also show how to open debug mode so people know, because, yeah. So we're going to open this. Alright, once you are here, we're going to go to playsets. No, we had to create the mod first, sorry. So all installed mods, upload mod. You probably won't have anything here if you don't have any mods. Create mod. We're gonna name this events mod version 1 and events mod. There we go. And then you have to choose one of these tags. You could change it later, of course, but they don't really matter. So we got our mod made. Now we're gonna go to playsets and click add a current playset. Add to current playset. And we have our mod's made. Alright, videos, I'm kidding. So now we're gonna click the 3 dots right here. We're gonna click show in folder. This is so we can open the mod folder right here. And we're gonna close HOI4. And I'm just gonna stop it through here because, yeah. Now we need to open the HOI4 thing. So, right here, where I'm really hoping my mouse shows. I make that mistake so often. So right here, on the side, whatever it is, we're going to right click that, and we're going to go to manage and browse local files. This will open the main directory for HOI4, and it's the easiest way, as mine is not in the normal directory, it's on a different drive. So we got both these files. And now, the folders we're going to need, oh my god, folder name events. And I recommend, if you're naming files, you should look like events is not capitalized, so you don't want to capitalize it or it won't work. Then we're gonna need interface, like so, and GFX, and then localization. Now what I'm gonna do here, because this one it has the most issues, here's localization in the main game file. I'm going to click F2 to highlight it. If that doesn't work, then just right click, click rename. You're going to click Control C, so we're going to get the name. And we're going to go back to this file. We're going to make a new file and Control V to paste it in. Because that's like the most common error, misspelling it, okay? So I'm just going to copy it in for safeties. Alright, we're going to go inside the GFX folder. And then GFX, we're going to do this here also. There'll be a folder called event pictures. I'm just going to do the same thing, copy the file name and paste it in here, because the lesser chance of typos is better. Alright, so we're going to prepare for this video and next video, so you can copy over any of these event folders. I'm just going to copy this one. This is news, which again we'll go over later. So we're going to copy over the news, and we're going to go down until we find report event. This is like country events, so this is what we're going to be using. So bring that over. Alright, now we're going to go back to our directory area. We're going to go to events, and we're going to do that here too. And you see all these events. We have like Japan, Italy. I'm just gonna do, I think China's the most simple. At least like when I've learned how to make events from Iron Workshop years ago. So I'm just gonna paste that over. And now we're gonna go to interface. We're gonna go back to interface. We're just grabbing all the file structures before we modify stuff and then need to find the file later, because that's more annoying. Interface, you can grab any of these, but I'm just gonna use the events one, I believe it is, if I can find it. Or have I missed it? Event pictures.gfx, and we're just gonna copy this over. Alright, now we're gonna go back to our events folder right here. We'll grab the localization in a bit. And I'm going to open this in Visual Studio Code. Now I'm going to link Visual Studio Code in the description. If you go to the Microsoft Store, it costs money, but if you go to their website, you can get it for free. So just remember that. And I feel like I have to say that because a lot of people always complain that they don't want to buy it. You can literally get it for free. Alright, so open with code. Alright, we're here. Here's the event. It looks like a lot, and it is a lot, I'm telling you. And you probably wouldn't understand all of this. And you're like, I don't want to make an event now. Well, we're going to make an event, so. What we're going to do is, this is the name tag. This is commented out, so it won't affect the code. Namespace is like what events are written under this namespace. So, like, you have China.1, it has to follow this namespace. If you want another one, you would just go ahead and boom, and rename it to like Germany, and then this would have to be changed to Germany.1, you know, etc. This is commented out, just saying what the event is. So what we're gonna do is right here, this bracket, in Visual Studio Code, if you click it, it will highlight it, and you could follow the highlight to right here. This is where it closes. Right after that, we're gonna go click, should be 105 unless you've changed stuff. And we're gonna go all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna shift click and delete. Shift click, as you can see wherever my mouse is, will highlight. So you should only have this now. And again, if you like make a mistake, oops, what did I delete? If you make a mistake and delete like the bottom thing, this bracket's red. So that means it's wrong. And that's why I like Visual Studio Code. It'll tell me if it's wrong. So we're just gonna undo that. Alright. So we're gonna clean this up a tiny bit so we don't have like very, very bad. So we have the ID. So the ID of this event will be, we'll change that in a bit. We have the title. T stands for title. D stands for description. And we have the image, we'll do in a bit also. Is triggered only. So what is triggered only means is if yes, it can only be triggered through like national focuses, decisions, all that stuff. If that's off, it could be triggered randomly. So we can mess with that later on also. Probably not in this video. So what we want to delete is after AI chance, we want to delete effect cool tip right here. So we're just gonna delete this. And then we have hidden effects. We're also gonna go down and delete all of the hidden effects. I don't know where this highlight is. It's right here. Not that far. We also have this AI chance. We don't need this one. So it should look like this. So you should have name and AI chance. Next, we have the second option. We're going to do the same thing. So delete Japan and think this one goes all the way down, I believe. It goes right here. So we're just gonna, and we're gonna delete all this. Where's this end? Question is where it's, don't worry about that. We're gonna delete all of this. And we're missing a bracket, see? So what I want to do is look through this bracket I accidentally deleted. So all you do is place this back right here. There you go. So this just tells it ends right here and it ends right here. So if you accidentally deleted an extra bracket, options right under AI chance, and then options right under AI chance. You get it, I hope. Alright, I'm gonna save Control S, so it saves. Quick save. Now we're gonna do Zimbabwe. I think that's how you spell it. Hope. So add namespace. We're gonna rename this to Zimbabwe. I do want to make sure I'm spelling it right. Yep. Alright. And I'm just gonna do .test. So that's our namespace now. Zimbabwe.test. I'm gonna copy this and paste it where id.china or whatever it is, and I'm gonna do Zimbabwe.test.1, and for the title you can either use the localization or use quotation marks. I'm gonna use quotation marks because I'm lazy. I don't recommend it for the description though, because the description can be long. So we're gonna do quotation marks, and we're gonna do, what should the name be? Zimbabwe test event. And we're just going to change this to Zimbabwe.test.1.d. This stands for description again. Make sure there is quotation marks around both of these, so it works. Alright, and the picture we'll get to in a bit. We're going to leave trigger only. Options, we're going to change this to Zimbabwe.1.a and Zimbabwe.test, So, like, if we wanted more Zimbabwe ones, you'd just copy this, paste it down, and then name it 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And that's what these buttons would also be renamed to. Alright, we're going to add a AI chance. So we're going to do, and you can check their wiki, I'll link it in the description, I hope, also about them, but I think it's add political power equal 50. So you'll add 50 political, and then for this one, we're just gonna leave it blank because I don't, instead of doing these with names also, I'm gonna put these in quotes. Test 1 and test 2. Very, very simple. Alright, our thing is technically done, but so if you launch the game, it should work. But alright, we're gonna do our localization. So go back to our mod folder, go to localization, and we're gonna do the same in here. HOI4 localization. And from like older videos, you don't really need the folder, but now you need English if it's English, or German if it's German, So we got this. I'm gonna copy. I like to copy abilities. I don't know why. It's just the easiest for me. Copy abilities, and I'm gonna rename this to event underscore mod underscore L underscore English. You need L English or whatever language it's in for it to work, and then .yml. So this is so it doesn't get confused with a different file. So here we are, a lot more confusing things. We're going to delete everything but the top one plus English, so like this. And that's just for a template. Now we're going to go back to our China file right here, or whatever we're going to rename it to later. And we're going to copy the Zimbabwe test.1.d, paste it here. Then we're going to add the colon or 2 dots or whatever it's called, 0, quotation marks. This is the most advanced thing in here. Like that, yep, that's what it says. And then we're just gonna delete this top code because we don't need it. If I can highlight it properly. Make sure you keep L English right here, or 1 English or whatever it is. Alright, we can close that. Now we're gonna do the GFX. So we're gonna go to GFX, event pictures, and we're gonna click report event, and I'm gonna right click it, open with, choose another app, paint.net, open. So here it is. I don't have a image ready, but if you have an image ready, you paste it in and just rotate it a little bit to look like this. I'm just gonna modify this a tiny bit by there we go. These are beautiful. I don't know why I always do like pink and purple. I just realized it's just like the easiest color to select, I guess. So once you've finished doing this, you click Control S. You'll get this this little pop-up if you're in Paint.net. I don't know what other editing ones. You want to change this file. This needs to be changed. There's a lot, I know. It needs to be changed to A. So we're gonna look for A. Where is it? If it's here. Oh, it's right here. It's just so A8R8G888, which is for me also this, I guess. So I'm not gonna change any of these other settings. I'm just gonna leave it and click OK. Alright, I'm gonna close that and I'm gonna rename this to we're gonna do report event and Bob way underscore event. Yeah, report event Zimbabwe underscore event. That's perfect. I'm gonna copy this name for later. You will need that file name. So now we're gonna go to interface and we're gonna open event pictures. We don't need all of this. So right after this first one, we're gonna go all the way down and delete all of this but this final bracket. It's because this bracket ends right here. Alright, we have our event right here. So first we have a texture file. This is the path. So we're just going to replace this piece of the path with our file right here. Make sure DDS is at the end because that's the file. And make sure your file is a DDS. Next we have the name, the GFX name. It's not this, but I'm probably going to keep this the same name just for simplicity. So we have GFX underscore. You want to keep GFX underscore. That is the most important part about this code. If you don't, it won't work. So like this, Zimbabwe event, and we're just gonna copy this, Control C, go back here, and paste it in where this picture is. We're gonna save this. and save this. Now, here's one thing you'll notice if you launch the game right now, is this will overwrite all of the GFX because it has the same file name. So it would overwrite it. So we're going to rename this so it doesn't do that. We're going to name it event mod pictures or whatever you want to name it, and we can close this. Now make sure you save this because we're going to rename this also. So we go back, go to events, go here, rename, let me rename. Alright, and I'm gonna rename this to Zimbabwe, if I can spell it right, underscore events .txt, and we can close this because, you know, it won't recognize it anymore. Alright, our mod is basically done. Actually, I think it is done. So, now we're gonna go back to HOI4, and before we launch, I'm gonna show you how to go in debug mode. So you're gonna right click HOI4, go to properties, and I have both of these in the description, but you have minus debug and minus crash underscore data underscore log. And the reason why you have the crash log is because if your game crashes in debug mode, you can check the error easier, and I'll show how to do that in a future video by forcefully making a crash. And then you just close this, play, and play, and wait for it to launch. Alright, make sure our mod is in our playset right here. Go and click play, and I'll see you guys there. Once you're here in debug mode, you'll get these errors. They're Hearts of Iron 4 side. We're going to click new, and since Zimbabwe is not released, we're going to release it real fast. So click on a country, and we're going to do release Zim, I believe it is. Tag Zim. This should be Zimbabwe. Yep. Alright. So we have released Zimbabwe. And so how I open the console is you click the tilde key, which is the key right next to the 1. And so this little console will open, as you see. We're going to type in event, and then we need to grab the event's name from our mod file real fast. So we're going to go back to events, and I'm just going to open it here. So you don't want to grab this. This one won't work. You want to grab the ID name right here. So Control C, bring it back here, and click on the box so it types again. Space, so event space, and then paste it in. And here's your event. This is the most advanced event. If you hover over this, you'll get political power 50, and this one won't do anything. So if I click this, you get 50 political power. There you go. Now, if you want to add this to like a focus tree, which I don't really feel like making a focus tree right now, but I will show visually in like the last episode. But I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you would do is you would, in the focus tree for completion reward or whatever, you would do country underscore event equals the bracket, the squiggly bracket or whatever, ID equals, and then the ID of the event right here, which is what we pasted in a second ago. So, and then that'll be added to your focus. I just don't feel like, you know, doing an entire thing of how to do that. Well, I hope that helps you guys make a event, or a country event at least. I tried to keep it as simple and try not to go too fast. If I went too fast, please tell me, but I tried my best. I'm just saying. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.